Hi guys, welcome to All About Online Classes. Today we are going to see General Economics under that Theory of Consumers Demand using Indifference Curve Technique. Now, what is it indifference curve? First we will understand. Alright, this curve or this theory helps us to understand how a consumer will behave. Alright, how a consumer will maximize his satisfaction or how a consumer will choose. Alright, how the consumer will behave. That is what is proposed under this theory. It is proposed by Professors Hicks and Allen. Right now, this approach uses a different tool, namely indifference curve, to analyze what? Consumer behavior, and it is based on what? Consumer preferences. All right. So it is based on the consumer, how they will choose. All right. And here the main is unlike the Marshall's utility analysis, diminishing marginal utility analysis, here we are not quantifying the satisfaction because satisfaction is a psychological phenomena. You may be having a different satisfaction. I may be having by eating a chocolate. You may be having a different satisfaction. I may be having a different satisfaction. All right. By having an ice cream also, it may be a different to person. But we cannot quantify it. Yes, you got 10 units. He got 5 units. We can't quantify because it is a psychological phenomenon. All right. So that is what here they are telling, that satisfaction cannot be measured in terms of quantitative, but it has to be measured in terms of other than quantitative. All right, other than quantity approach, we have to measure it. So what they are saying, it is a belief that human satisfaction being psychological phenomenon cannot be measured quantitatively in what? Monetary terms. All right. Now, consumer approach is therefore what? Is an ordinal concept. So this theory of indifference curve is also called as ordinal concept, based on ordering of what? Preferences, compared with Marshall's approach of cardinality, because Alfred Marshall has given law of diminishing marginal utility. Under that he has quantitatively, which means he has converted the satisfaction into monetary terms. He is calculating satisfaction in monetary terms, whereas in indifference curve we are not calculating on the basis of monetary terms. Rather, we are studying as a based on the preferences of the consumers. All right. So this is called ordinal concept, and Marshall's is called cardinal concept. Now, any theory will have their own assumptions. For indifference curve theory, what are the assumptions? First one, rationality. What does it mean? A consumer or a buyer, whoever is, that is rational. What does mean rational? He has a full knowledge about the market condition. He has knowledge about price. He has knowledge about cost of the products. He has knowledge about the advantage, availability, everything. He has every knowledge about the market. So that is called rationality. Next, utility is ordinal. Again, I told you, it is based on the preferences. It is not measured in terms of money. All right. So now here how they are doing it, based on your level of satisfaction. All right. Based on your level of satisfaction, you can rank. Okay, this one I will be very happy, this one okay, and this one, like that you will be able to rank as a consumer. You will be able to rank all your preferences according to what? Your level of satisfaction. It is not that you are quantifying it, rather than you are just ordering your first one. This will be, I will be very happy. This will be, oh, yes, I got too much of satisfaction from there. This one, yes, to an extent. This one is not. So you're able to rank accordingly, first, second, third, like that. Next, consistency. What is consistency? Suppose if you choose one combination, or if you choose one, because here always we talk about two commodities. Under this theory we talk about two commodities. Suppose if you are choosing one bundle or one combination over the another, suppose both A and B are available to you, you have chosen bundle A in the first period, then the same thing in another period also you have to choose what? A. That is one of the assumptions that they made it in the indifference curve theory. All right, consistency. You should not keep on changing your, preferences. So what they say it, you must be consistent in your preferences. Next one, transitivity, which means a consumer choices should be transitivity. Suppose, for example, bundle A is there, B is there, and C. Instead of B, you chose A means, all right, instead of B, you chosen A. And when you have given B and C, when you have given B and C, if you are choosing B means, then when they are giving A and C, definitely which one you will choose? A. Why? Because when the choice was given to you, A and B, you chose which one? A. All right. When A and B was there, you chose A. When B and C was there, you choose B. Then when A and C was there, means which one you will choose? Obviously, you have to choose A, because instead of B only you have chosen A. Instead of C, you have chosen B, means it is equal. Correct. So that is what here we have given. If A is greater than B and B is, for just for your understanding, B is greater than C means, then obviously A is greater than what? C. Yes or no? A is greater than B and B is greater than C. Alright, then obviously A will be greater than C. Then you will be choosing what? A. So this is called transitivity. So these are all the assumptions of indifference curve theory. Next, we will go with the curve. What does it mean exactly? What the theory says? I will read the theory for you. An indifference curve is a curve which represents all those combination of two goods. This is important. So how many goods? Two goods which give same satisfaction to the consumer. So in this, what we are going to study under this theory, what we are going to study is, we will take two products, two commodities, and we will rank them according to their satisfaction, or we will rank them how much combinations we will commit different combinations. Say for example, 1 unit of X, 2 unit of Y, two units of commodity X, 2 units, 1 unit of commodity Y, like that. If you take a combination of two goods, all right, along the demand curve, it will give what? Same satisfaction. Whatever be the combination, it will give what? Same satisfaction. All right. So an indifference curve, on the indifference curve, wherever you are, we will see that with an example so that you can understand. All right. So first understand the theory. So all those combinations of two goods which give what? Same satisfaction to the consumer. Since all the combinations on the indifference curve give equal satisfaction to the consumer is completely indifferent among them. Alright, so what does it mean? The crux of it is, along the indifference curve, whatever combination you choose, it can be a combinations. I'll give 5 combinations. Alright, one, that is what I said, no, 1 unit of X, 2 unit of Y, or 2 unit of X, 1 unit of Y, 3 unit of X, 2 units of Y, whatever it is. I mean, whatever you take it, along the indifference curve, it will give what? Same level of satisfaction. So whatever the combination you choose along the demand curve, it will give what? Same level of satisfaction. Combination of how many goods? Two goods. So you have to remember these 2 points. It is a combination of two goods along the indifference curve. It will give what? Same level of satisfaction. So the consumer will completely be what? Indifferent. It doesn't matter which combination he chooses, because it gives what? Same level of satisfaction. Either combination A or combination B, whatever it is, it gives me what? Same level of satisfaction. All right, so I will be indifferent. Indifferent means I won't have any difference, or I will treat them equally. All right, now see here, since all combinations provide same level of satisfaction to the consumer, prefers them equally and does not mind which combination he gets. All right, indifference curve is also called as iso-utility curve or equal utility curve. These are all the different names: iso-utility curve or equal utility curve. We will understand with an example now. See here, there are two products I have given, food and clothing. So one side I have taken food, one side I have taken clothing. Two products I have to choose, and these are all the combination A, B, C, D, which means this will give same satisfaction. That is what I'm trying to say. This will give what? Same level of satisfaction. First combination is what? 1 unit of food and 12 units of clothing. In x-axis I have taken food, in y-axis I have taken clothing. So I just plotted here, when 1 unit of food, 12 units of clothing. When 2 units of food, when I increase 2 units of food, I have only 6 units of clothing. 3 units of food, 4 units of clothing. 4 units of food, 3 units of clothing. So I plotted here and then I draw a curve here. I draw a curve here. So it becomes a curve. And this curve is called what? Indifference curve. This curve is called what? Indifference curve. If you see here, what is happening when I have combination A, 1 unit of food and 12 unit of clothing. This is first combination I had. If I want to have 1 unit of food, I can have 12 units of clothing. Suppose I want to increase the food. I want to increase the food. So what I'm doing, I'm increasing the food from 1 to 2. What I have to do? I have to give away some units of clothing so that I can get water. One more unit of food because resources are limited. Yes or no? Budget. We have budget. So if I want to increase 1 unit of food, Andre, I want to give up some units of clothing. So how much units of clothing I'm giving up? From 12 units, I'm coming down to 6. So which means how much units I'm giving away or I'm sacrificing. 6 units I'm sacrificing. 6 units I am sacrificing to get one more unit of food. Again, if I want to increase one more, I want to choose another combination where I am increasing one more unit of water, food. Again, I want to increase what? One more unit of food. All right. Now, again, I have to give away some units of clothing. Again, I have to give away some units of clothing. So, what I'm doing from 6, I'm giving away. Coming down to 4, I'm giving away how many units again? 2 units I am giving away. 2 units I am giving away. Next, D combination, if you see, I'm increasing from 3 units of food to 4 units, which means I'm increasing one more unit of food. Again, to get one more unit of food, I have to give away something in clothing. Right? So I'm giving away again. How much I'm giving away? From 4, I'm coming down to 3. So I'm giving away one more unit of clothing. I'm giving away one more unit of clothing. Beyond this, I won't give. Why? Because see here, my marginal rate of substitution, MRS means marginal rate of substitution, keeps on declining. Keeps on declining. Why? Because we will see that reason why it is declining. But please understand, from 12 units, I have given away 6 units to add one more unit of food. And from 6 units of clothing, I have given away 2 units to get one more unit of clothing. So what happens? I'm keep on giving away, but that sacrificing rate or substitution rate, what is happening? Keep on declining. Earlier I gave away 6, then I gave away only 2 units, then I gave away only 1. Now I'm not ready to give away any clothing because I want this much minimum clothing. So I can't give away. Yes or no? So that is the meaning of this. I hope you are understanding, right? Say for first I had 12 units in my hand and 1 unit of food. So I'm ready to give away how much units of clothing? 6 units I'll give away and to get what? One more additional unit of food. All right. Again, if you want to have one more additional unit of food means I'm ready to give away how much? 2 more. From 6 I can give away 2. So you'll be telling no, for this to get this I can do give away this one to this extent. So that is called marginal rate of substitution. If you see, that will be declining. And when I plot that, you will have an indifference curve. All right. And what the theory says, whatever combination you choose here, you can choose A, you can choose B, you can choose C, you can choose D. It will give you same level of satisfaction. That is what the indifference curve is telling. Because you are substituting here, loss of satisfaction you lose from the satisfaction you lose from clothing will be equal to you satisfaction gained from your food, because one product is declining and one product is increasing, means obviously you will have a same level of satisfaction. That is what the crux of indifference curve. Now we'll see MRS now. Marginal rate of substitution is what? Is the rate at which consumer is prepared to exchange what? Goods for X and Y, holding the level of satisfaction constant. Yes or no? Okay, there are two products. To have one product, one unit extra in one of the product, I will give away one of the product in the another commodity, one unit of the another commodity. So I'll give away that so that my satisfaction level remains same. All right. So that is called marginal rate of substitution. What you are doing here? Prepare to exchange goods X and Y. All right. Now the same example again I've given a MRS here. If you see here, from earlier I gave away 6 units and then I give away only 2 and then I'll give away only 1. Yes or no? First one I'm ready to give away 6. And when I want to again exchange for one more unit of food, I'm ready to give away only how much? 2 units. And again, if I want to add one more unit of food, again how much I can give? Only 1 unit of clothing. I can give away only 1 unit of clothing. I will be ready to exchange with only 1 unit of clothing to add one more unit of food, not more than that. If you see, it has a declining trend. So that is the reason your indifference curve slopes what? Downwards. Your indifference curve slopes what? Down, and it is, convex to the origin, because your MRS is what? Declining. Why it is declining, that we will see here. Because what happens here, see guys, when you are consuming the one product continuously, what will happen? The satisfaction derived from that consumption of the same product will decrease. Yes or no? If you keep on having food, all right, never say no, no, enough. I had more, enough. You will have that satisfaction. So for that, you will not give more, or for again, you will not pay more, or again, you will not, sacrifice more to get that food. Yes or no? So that is what they are telling. So when you are getting first unit, you will be ready to give what? How much ever possible you can give away. When you are again, if you want to do that, you will think, okay, do I need to give away everything, or okay, because I have already had. So that satisfaction, you are getting it, that intensity to have that again, it will decrease. It will decrease because you are keep on having more and more, means the intensity of wanting that commodity, what will happen, will come down, because I was having it. So again and again you will have, that is a human mentality, no? So that is the reason your MRS is what? Declining. See here, thus the want of particular good is satiable, so that when a consumer has more of it, right? Because once you get more and more, you will be what? Satisfied, right? Then his intensity of want for it decreases, which means again and again I wanted, again and again I wanted. That intensity, what will happen, will reduce. That intensity will reduce. Yes or no? So once it reduced, means you will not give away another commodity to get this product again. Yes, that is what. So in this, what happened, when the consumer has more units of food, his intensity of desire for additional unit of food, what? Decreases, because I'm keep on adding. So okay, I'm satisfying again and again, I don't want. That level of satisfaction will come down. Yes or no? So that intensity for desire will come down. Once that intensity has come down, the desire has come down, we will not sacrifice more for to get additional unit of food. That is why marginal rate of substitution is what? In the declining trend. And one more is, most goods are what? Imperfect substitutes for one another. Food and clothing are what? Are they substitutes? No, there are two different products. So that is the reason it is declining. But if they are perfect substitutes, if they are what? Perfect substitutes, if the two commodities are perfect substitute, means then your MRS would remain what? Constant. Your MRS would remain what? Constant. Instead of food and food, if you are taking two products are perfectly substitute, then in that case it will be remain constant. Since it is a different product, the satisfaction, all right, the satisfaction for when you are having one more product continuously, your intensity towards that product will decrease. That is a human psychology. When we have more and more, definitely the desire for that product will decrease, right? So because of that, you will not give away the another product. So that is called marginal rate of substitution. That is why it is declining, right? Now see here. Now along the indifference curve, what is happening? Change in the total utility. Utility means satisfaction. due to lower clothing consumption, because you are giving away clothing. Yes or no? You are giving away what? Clothing. So that is why due to lower clothing consumption is equal to what? Change in your total satisfaction due to what? Higher food consumption, because I'm giving away clothing to have what? Additional food. So whatever I'm losing from clothing, whatever I'm losing satisfaction, that will be equal to the satisfaction I gained from what? Food. Yes or no? So that is the main theory. Whatever you lose from giving away clothing, that will be gained from taking one more additional unit of food. So now total utility due to change in clothing consumption will be, this is mathematical equation, marginal utility of clothing into change in the quantity of clothing, and change in the total utility due to change in food consumption would be marginal utility of food into change in quantity of food. Marginal utility means the additional satisfaction. You are adding one more unit, no? So the satisfaction what you are going to get from adding one more unit of clothing, or adding one more unit of food, or by giving away one more unit of clothing, or by, no, that is called marginal utility. Marginal utility means the additional satisfaction. From 1 unit of food, I have increased to 2 units. So then what would be the satisfaction from added because of having the second unit? That is called what? Marginal utility. Additional satisfaction by consuming one more unit extra. That is called what? Marginal utility. So whatever I have it in clothing consumption into changes in the quantity, because changes in the quantity is what? 1 to 2. Okay, this is how we will write. Now, if along the indifference curve, how it will be? Minus MUC into QC. What is meant by minus MUC? Minus MUC means what? A change in the total utility due to what? Lower clothing consumption, which means the satisfaction which you are going to lose. That is why I put it in minus, which you are going to lose by giving away clothing will be equal to the satisfaction, what your additional satisfaction, what you are going to get from adding one more unit of what? Food. All right, understand? So the satisfaction, the additional satisfaction, or the satisfaction what you are going to lose by giving away that 6 units you gave away, 2 units you gave away, 1 unit you gave away, no clothing. So you are losing. That is why we put what? Minus sign. So the loss of satisfaction from giving away clothing will be equal to the gain of satisfaction which we got from adding one more unit of food. All right, if you see here, the equal gain in the total utility from increased food consumption represented by the right hand side of the equation, that is this, and minus sign represent the loss in the total utility from decreased clothing consumption, and both will be equal. So we can say that marginal rate of substitution for product X and Y will be marginal utility of X divided by marginal utility of Y. It will be, both will be equal. On the slope it will be equal, and this is nothing but indifference curve. So whatever you give away, that losing that satisfaction will be satisfied by gaining one more unit in another commodity. So at any point of time your satisfaction remains what? Same along the indifference curve. Now we are going to see what are the properties of indifference curve. So indifference curve slopes downwards, because why? Because your marginal rate of substitution is declining. Since there are two products are imperfect substitutes, whenever I draw a curve, it will be downward sloping. An indifference curve not cross each other. Suppose I am drawing two indifference curve. Set of indifference curve is called as indifference map, guys. This is higher indifference curve, this is lower indifference curve. Always higher indifference curve will give higher satisfaction, lower indifference give lower satisfaction, which means here the quantities will be higher, here the quantities will be less. The quantities mean the quantity, the number of units I am talking about. So obviously if the number of units are more, means when compared to this, here if combination A has one set of units, means here the combination A will have higher quantities of the same products. All right. So always higher indifference curve will give higher satisfaction, lower indifference curve will give lower satisfaction. This one comparative, but along the indifference curve the satisfaction remains what? Same. Along the indifference curve the satisfaction remains what? Same. Here if you choose A, B, C, satisfaction remains same. Here you choose A, B, and C, satisfaction remains same. But when you compare between this 1 and 2, when you compare between these 1 and 2, obviously 2 will give higher satisfaction compared to 1. Alright, so that is what I'm trying to explain. And when we have two indifference curve here, it cannot intersect. Why? Because we know that any combination on the indifference curve will give what? Same satisfaction. So, and also we know that higher indifference curve will give higher satisfaction, lower indifference curve will give lower satisfaction. That is the logic. Yes or no? So now I'll draw again. This is indifference curve 1 and 2. This is 1 and this is 2. So this gives higher satisfaction because this is higher indifference curve, and this is lower satisfaction, and this is lower indifference curve. Now here combination A, combination B. Here combination C, combination D. Alright. If you choose A or B, doesn't matter, it gives you same level of satisfaction. If you choose C and D, it doesn't matter, it will give same level of satisfaction. But when you want to choose A or C, definitely you will choose what? C, because it gives what? Higher satisfaction. It gives what? Higher, because this is higher indifference curve. Now tell me, if it touches here, indifference curve, if it cuts means, then what happens? Along the indifference curve, it gives same level of satisfaction. Yes or no, right? So now if I say that it gives same level of satisfaction means, then what happens? This one, D is here though, then that entire logic is going what? Absurd. If I say A is also same, D is also same, does it make sense? No. That is why what they are selling, higher indifference curves cannot cut each other, because each curve will give same level of satisfaction. So that higher curve cannot intersect the lower curve, because the ideology is along the indifference curve, whatever combination you choose, it will give the same level of satisfaction. First point. Second, higher indifference curve will give you higher satisfaction. Lower indifference curve will give you lower satisfaction. It cannot be thick, means it is not that it is not about, they are not talking about your measurements here. We are talking about it will be leaning towards the origin. All right, next one, they are convex to the origin. Always it will be like this. This is called convex. All right, they are talking about convex to the origin. Next, this one I have already told, higher indifference curve represents higher level of satisfaction. Obviously here the quantities will be more, whatever the product, the quantities will be more, so obviously your satisfaction level will be more. But along the curve, whatever combination you choose, that remains same. A, B, C, it remains same, but the level of satisfaction will be higher compared to what? Compared to your lower curve. Compared to your lower curve. That's what indifference curve can never intersect the axis. It won't touch the axis. Why? Because if it touches the axis means, suppose if it touches here means, which means y is 0. If it touches here means x is 0. It can't be. Why? Because it is always combination of how many products? Two products. It has to be a combination of two products. So it cannot touch what? Axis. Because if it touch axis means one product is 0. One product is what? 0. That never happened. So it cannot touch what? Axis. So these are all the properties of indifference curve. I hope you understood. I wish you all